ask me how I got involved, but I ended up becoming a property manager of condominiums. Any property managers in the room tonight? God bless you. That was the worst job I could ever even think of having. No one ever comes down to the condo office to tell you how great everything is going. Nobody. Never happens. So I'm okay though. I'm in this space. 4 or 5 years go by, and I'm totally just going with positivity and keeping myself out of trouble and mindfulness and whatnot. And I didn't realize that I was still miserable. I wasn't present to what I was feeling. How was my life going? What did I really want in life? Didn't have a clue. All I knew is I was spending lots of time with my kids, was working a legitimate legal job, and I wasn't hurting anybody. I was happy, so I thought, in my mind. It took this one gentleman, his name was John, and he worked for the security guard company that I used to service my buildings. And we would go for lunch every month or two. And he was a huge Christian guy, which is fine. I'm not very religious. I'm kind of religious. I believe in every religion. If they're all about love, peace, and harmony, I'm in. I'll sit with any of y'all in whatever church or faith that you believe in if it's got love based there. So I'm sitting there with John for lunch, and he knew my story. Ex-con, violent guy, changed his life around, positivity. So we're sitting there for ordering our food, and he looks over at me with this funny look on his face. He's like, Wayne, I want to ask you a question, but I want you to promise me that you won't get mad. So, has anybody ever heard that one before? He had my attention 100% after that, right? So I said, okay, you know what, John, I promise I won't get mad. Give it to me. And he's like, okay, great. You look like shit. You look like shit. You sound like shit. You just don't seem yourself. You're not the same Mr. Positive that I met before. What is going on? And this light bulb went off inside my brain. I was like, what the hell? I even got up, went to the washroom, and looked in the mirror. And I'm like, oh my God, I do look like shit. What the hell is happening in my life here? So I come back to the table. I'm bewildered. My mind is boggled. John looks over at me, gives me a small smile, and he's like, would you like to talk about it? And I'm like, well, you got me into this. Of course I'm going to talk about it. You better help me here. You brought this up. So we're sitting there, and he's saying, okay, I want you to think about, become very present in yourself, how you feel. Forget about just going through the motions of life. I want you to feel, what is it that you're not happy about in your life? Become present. Feel yourself. So I sat there, and I pondered. I thought to myself, okay, oh my God, you know what? I wasn't happy in my relationship at the time. I absolutely hated my job. Couldn't stand it. When I see the sun come up in the morning, I'd be like, oh jeez, I gotta get up and go to this place again. That's how bad it was, there is no way to live. And the third thing that came into my mind was, since I was a little boy, even back in Nova Scotia, even growing up as an adolescent, teenager, whatnot, getting into the criminal lifestyle, throughout my whole first 30-odd years or whatever it was, I always felt like I had a purpose. Like I was sent here to do something important. And I didn't know what the hell that was. And I knew I didn't do it with everything that I'd done in my past. I knew I didn't do it. I knew working at the condo wasn't it. I knew I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life, I can tell you right now. So he said to me, he's like, you know what? I want you to go home tonight. You know what I'm going to tell you. And I knew he was going to say. He told me, he said, listen, I want you to go home tonight and pray to Jesus for some guidance on what your life purpose is. So I said, you know what? The hell with it. I'm going to do it. Pardon the pun. But I went home that night, I got candles, frankincense, the whole 9 yards. I did my research. Jesus likes frankincense, just so y'all know. That's his favorite. So I went home, and I began to pray. And all I prayed for was exactly what he guided me to pray for, was just, what was my life purpose? What am I here to do? So I prayed. You know what? I felt great. I felt amazing. And I got up the next day fresh, went into the office, started listening to some music. I was on the lookout because I knew something was coming to show me. Asking you shall receive. And this story is huge for that quote right there. Because I asked, the next day, the very next day, I was in my office, I was listening to music on YouTube, and this little ad popped up. Are you stressed out? Unhappy? Try this meditation. Right away I knew, I'm like, this is it, this could be it right here. I hit the link. I love the meditation. It was incredible. The stress from the job began to leave my body. And I knew that I was on to something here. I went home that night, began to research meditation. Started to find out all this other wonderful things on, the related stuff about meditation, energy, vibration, power of blessings, manifestation. And I was a little pissed off they didn't teach me this in school, but I got over that. And the manifestation piece really intrigued me because here I am in this terrible job I hate, if I'm going to be honest. Let me try this manifesting thing for myself and see what happens. So I began to do all those steps you take to manifest something, to get a new job. That was my target. So I started doing all the things that you're supposed to do to manifest something. I started to visualize it. I was writing, journaling about it. I was meditating on it. I was doing all the little things that I could do, the actions I could take. I put the resume together, started telling people that, I'm looking for a new career. Just putting the feelers out there, taking the little steps that I could take at that time. And again, three is my lucky number. I love 3. It was 3 weeks of that process went by, where this job just landed in my lap, manifested in my lap, I should say. And it was for a company who did restoration work, flood restoration into condos, only condos they work with. And now my job was to go around and take the managers out for lunch so that they remain in use of our company. Just the same as John did for me in that lunch meeting that we had. That was my new job. So I signed the contract for this job. I gave the condo guys maybe 3-4 seconds notice. I really had no integrity there, I must admit. And I just walked away, walked right out of that job. I was so happy. Signed the contract, come back home. I'm sitting in my driveway and I'm thinking to myself, wow, this meditation, manifestation, energy stuff, this is no joke. This is for real. This is incredible. And then it hit me. If I can do that for myself individually, what if we all, as humanity, got together and did it collectively? What could we accomplish? What could we manifest? I believe heaven on earth is what we can manifest. And this is where I came up with the group, the Echo Movement I spoke about earlier. And all it is a meditation, humanitarian group. Spreading awareness of meditation, doing charity work all over the city, all over the GTA, feeding homeless people, building playgrounds for children who have terminal illnesses through groups like Feed It Forward, $1 Million Smiles. Just totally shifting, a lifting and shifting of my entire life. And I believe meditation to be the absolute catalyst for that. So, but I want to leave you. I've had the red dot for a while. It's okay, no problem. I'm going to end it right now. But what it all boils down to in the end is love is the answer to all problems. You take any issue on this planet, and if you truly add love to it, it's a problem solved. Problem solved every time. And I want you to just remember this. Our Savior is always in our behavior. Because every time I would take myself down a certain path of behavior, my life just matched right up to that. So for me, it was so important to feel that. And of course, meditation, everybody, is the best medication. And if you haven't tried it, I can tell you right now, it changed my life. And I can guarantee it, it'll uplift anyone's life. So I'll leave you with that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. And if you see somebody who needs a hand, remember, you've got two. Thank you very much.